Okay, congratulations on the film. Welcome. I want to talk about your character first. You're one of three of the six men who got to actually meet and work with your movie counterpart. What's the experience like talking with the person who's actually in it?
Oh, it's been amazing. I play Chris Tonto. He's a big personality. He is a very unique human being, particularly in the way that he uses his sense of humor. And over the course of the evening, over the course of the movie, that becomes a tool that he uses. He uses humor to diffuse tension. He uses humor to keep people loose around him when everything starts getting really crazy. So to meet him and to learn his very particular and unique sense of humor was the most important thing for me. And then obviously to do the training that we did with some ex-Navy SEALs was very important. And but to have the resource of having those guys around on set to ask questions to was fantastic.
Well, the humor is something that jumps out because you are probably more well known, at least of late, for your humorous roles, and you might not equate this kind of situation that these men are in with being something funny. So, how much was it just fortunate that the two of you shared that kind of sensibility, and you were able to bring that to the screen?
No, I think I was cast for that reason, or part of the reason I was cast was to bring humor to those situations. But like I said, it's used in a very specific way. They use it when they're on deployment as a tool to, like I said, keep each other loose and to keep each other engaged and to keep the mind off of from wandering into places that is not necessarily as useful as staying loose and staying in the moment. So when you have that as a tool that the guys are using, it also gets used as a tool in the movie, but it doesn't feel like now we're making senseless jokes about something. They're specifically checking in with each other and trying to keep each other engaged.
And they're using it because of it's a grave life or death situation. And I'm wondering how, as an actor, you put yourself in that mindset because you can't. I'm sure you can't come close to being like that. I remember Mark Wahlberg years ago said about Lone Survivor, like he's nothing compared to the guys he's portraying, and you can't get close to it. How do you try to get close to that situation, and how close can you get?
Yeah, I mean, one of the real dynamics of this movie is kind of the disorientation that they all felt on the evening. There was a sense of chaos. There was a sense of not knowing who your enemy was, not knowing when someone who was gonna, if you turn around, someone was gonna shoot you in the back, who you thought was supposed to be your friend, and so that dynamic, I think, was aided and abetted very, very helpfully by the fact that Michael Bay is a filmmaker who really loves to keep you on your toes. He works faster than anybody I know in the business, and if you don't come ready to play, ready to go anywhere in the script at any moment, you're going to get left behind. And so there's a sense of disorientation as an actor when you're working with him that I think lends itself very helpfully to that.
So what's the toughest part of making this film? Is it more mental preparation, or is it more the physical training? Because you do transform as well physically.
Definitely, it was a very physically exhausting shoot. The physical prep, obviously, gaining muscle weight and working out and all that stuff was one thing, but then being on set and just the days that we shot, we were shooting 14-hour days, and he shoots over 75 setups a day, which is an extraordinary amount of work. And as you can see from the poster, we're carrying around about 50, 60 pounds of gear, and every scene is some form of running to something or running away from something, running upstairs, climbing over walls. It was a physically grueling and taxing shoot for sure.
Lastly, what's the biggest takeaway for you from this movie, either as an actor or someone who had a chance to consume this story and meet these people?
Well, after watching the movie, for me, the biggest takeaway is that there are no winners in war. At the end of the day, when you leave this movie, 4 Americans died and hundreds of Libyans died, and it was an incredibly unfortunate circumstance that nobody left proud of. And so in order to learn what we can about what did happen and try not to repeat those mistakes, I think is the most important thing we can do.